Joe the Bull Guy in the bullpen, and I'm Nicole C. Loves Recover, and I have my co-host Jimbo over here. And
What's happening?
unfortunately, we do not have Joe tonight. He had his comedy show, but he'll be back next week. And also, I wanted to let you guys know that there will be no podcast on Friday. Repeat, there will be no podcast on Friday. There is going to be some traveling going on, so we cannot run the show. So anyway, we are going to get started, and our topic tonight is Memorial Day. Anyway, Jim, how was your day? How was your few days since Friday?
Pretty crazy. I had a job. I had to drive a vehicle from Delaware to Florida into the Panhandle, and a 20-hour trip turned into about 72 hours.
Oh my gosh.
3 different flights, rescheduled, a hotel stay. Like you name it.
Because Friday's podcast came and I was like, where? And then he's like, he's on a flight. I'm like, wait, what? Last minute.
Like,
you gotta love that.
What it was a mess. But the weather was beautiful down there, so you can't complain too much.
Yeah, true.
But
true.
we made it back. I made it back safe and sound. Got to see the kiddos today. And that was my weekend. How about yours?
My weekend was good. I mean, the weather was kind of crappy up until today here in Michigan, but like we did our room is completely finished now. My boyfriend, we finally finished it, like, did all the plugs and all the paint and all the touch-ups, and anything that was left to do on this room is finally done. So now all the tools have been removed, so thank God. So that's pretty much what I worked on this weekend. My kids were at their dad's. He had this holiday, so I just didn't really do anything celebrating or anything, but it was still a really good, productive weekend. So I enjoyed it.
Very cool.
Hi, Steven.
Hey, Vern. Hey, Steven. What's happening, everybody?
Okay, so we are going to get right into it, guys. We are going to get right into our topic. And the topic tonight is Memorial Day, obviously. This is Memorial Day weekend. And Jimbo's got some information for us. So first, we're going to start with the quotes, right? We want to start with the quotes?
Definitely start off and say Happy Memorial Day.
Yes, Happy Memorial Day.
I'm going to give a couple quotes and see what some nice quotes you found. One of my favorites, it's short and sweet, by Colonel Walter Hitchcock. Freedom is not free.
I like that.
Memorial Day is to celebrate our fallen, and there is a price for freedom. So Calvin Coolidge had one of my second favorites. The nation which forgets its defenders will be itself forgotten. So I love that one.
I like that one too.
And, not to get political, but this is one of my favorite Memorial Day quotes, and it's from President Barack Obama. Our nation owes a debt to its fallen heroes, a debt that we can never fully repay.
I'm sorry. President Barack Obama was a great speaker. I mean, he was a really good writer and a speaker. I mean, I just had to fill that in,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, he was. Maybe he wasn't the best president.
I'm not getting the politics off of Memorial Day, but I think that was his draw. He was charismatic. He was a great speaker.
Yeah, he was a great
speaker. He drew
speaker.
people in. Like, he could really talk to people, and he gave great speeches, which that's still one of my favorite Memorial Days.
Yeah, no, I really like that. I have two.
Which ones do you like? Which ones do you like?
More? I'm sorry.
So what quotes do you like?
Yes, I have two for yours tonight. So one of the writers is Emily Potter, and she writes, "Heroes never die. They live on the hearts and the minds of those who would follow in their footsteps." So I really like that one. I thought that was very nice. And then my next one comes from Nathan Hale. "I only regret that I have but one life to lose for my country." So that's another beautiful one as well. So,
I do love that one.
Jim, are you ready to do some history? So give us some history on or what's all about? What is
like a little basic history that at first it wasn't called Memorial Day. Memorial Day came from what we called Decoration Day, which was created in 1868 to memorialize the soldiers that were killed during the Civil War.
Yes, by a guy named Chief John A. Logan.
Nice.
Yes, and he had a Memorial Day prayer, praying according to their individual religious faith or for permanent peace.
Nice. And that then became Memorial Day right after World War One. And then in 1971 is when it became a national holiday. as I think that's like the three basic, most important parts of Memorial Day. There are
Right.
we found some cool. Oh well, to segue into that, the first celebration of Memorial Day was May 30th, 1868, at Arlington, and then you had some really nice info.
Yes, yes. So the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier serves as a symbolic grave for all war dead whose remains have not been found or identified. And actually, the property that the tombstone is on is actually General Lee's property that he had given to the Arlington Cemetery for this monument, I guess, the tomb. The tomb began with one unknown service member after World War One, and then now it holds three unknown. And there is tomb guards that stand with
and they are part of a little something. I just had note that's part of the 3rd Infantry, which is called the Old Guard. That's an actually active infantry unit that does the changing of the guard at Arlington. Stephen, that's one of my favorites also.
Oh,
And
that's beautiful.
And that one I can't get through saying. But,
hi, George. Hi, Stephen. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for being here. Yes, our nation flag. I love that.
something interesting that I just found out today. That when we do our moment of silence, we won't do one here now because the moment of silence on Memorial Day is held at 1500. So at 3 p.m., no matter where you are, is when the moment of silence is held on Memorial Day. So remember that for next year. Set your alarm.
Have you ever been to a memorial service at a cemetery? We went for my uncle, and it was so beautiful.
I served in a couple honor guards. So I played a few line of duty deaths plus military.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
So also, guys, there's also Veterans Day, and some people do get Veterans Day and Memorial Day mixed up. Veterans Day is for anyone that served in a service. Jimbo said it right. I can't remember all the service, military services, but anyone that served as a veteran, and that's in November. That's November 11th, and that's the day of that event. And then Memorial Day is just for those who were in service that died in service. So that's a little of the difference between the two of them. If you didn't know that, probably you guys, most of you guys, I hope.
And you know what? That's really important because people do ask. They're like, well, what's the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day?
I didn't even know until, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I almost messed it up. I almost was about to say something that wasn't true. And Jimbo was like, hey, this is actually, so I was a little confused about what Veterans Day was too, guys. So, I mean, I guess it does happen.
And that's totally cool. And that's why we're here on Joe the Boy.
Right. Yes. Hi, Ethan. What's up? Thank you guys for being here. Also, guys, they also say that the flag is also a very importance of the American flag is also a very big importance of the holiday as well. Usually the flag goes up the Saturday prior to Memorial Day. That's what to honor who's died in service. So they say that
usually we'll do a flag raising ceremony. The last honor guard I served on was with our sheriff's office, and what we do as part of the honor guard, we'll present the flag. We raise the flag all the way up, and then we bring it down half mast, and that's where it stays for the rest of the day until it is retreat. Then you bring it all the way up again, and then you bring it all the way down.
Oh wow! It's really a beautiful thing to see the American flag because it represents us, us as Americans. So it's actually a really beautiful ceremony. If you haven't seen, you guys should definitely go check one out. Okay, I hope you guys all had a fabulous time with your families and all the good things. I hope you guys ate some really good food,
and that's the thing, Nicole. That brings up something that it popped up all over. It is in America the unofficial start to summer. It's like the unofficial, the beginning of summer.
Yeah, we could talk a little bit about that as well. Like people are getting their boats out right now. I mean, it's a big weekend for camping, big weekend for barbecues, big weekend for the beginning of fireworks, all the great things, all the fun things, So that's what we have on that, should we get right into the streetwalkers?
Yeah, let's lighten the mood.
Lighten the
But
mood.
thank you for everybody that celebrated Memorial Day, and I hope you had a fantastic extended weekend.
Yes. Also, guys, just to inform you again, I'm going to repeat. I'm going to be the repeat. There will be no podcast on Friday. No podcast. There is some. Our main person is going to be traveling, and we just won't be running a show. But we'll be back on Monday for our regular time show.
So we all have a little break on Friday.
Yes, and back to our normal Fridays again. Okay, so let's get ready on the Streetwalker stories.
Nice.
All right, so it says, did it with someone in a hotel room. The king-size bed was just two single mattresses alongside each other. We got into missionary position, and the fitted sheet came loose. We started sinking between the two halves of the bed and eventually finished on the box spring. Okay, how many times has happened to you where, like, well, you know, most kings, you have
First
to
of
have
all,
mattresses, which
fitted sheet, they pop right off.
it
Just
pops
take
right
the sheet
off.
off because they're coming off anyway.
Yeah, I'm breaking box springs on a regular.
Yeah.
I'm drenching them. Never mind. Anyway, okay, on to the next. Next one is my husband, then live-in boyfriend, and I were doing doggy style in the bed, and our cat decided that it was a perfect time to crawl through the tunnel that was our legs and rub his back and tail across our connected private areas, and then flop over between my arms. We laughed so hard that Kitty was asked to leave the room. And then another one is the slats fell off the bed and the mattress fell to the floor. We laughed so hard. So some of these are like really short. That's why we're just doing a couple extra ones. And then the other one that I have is our Google Home Hub speaker randomly said during sex, "I don't understand your request."
Straight Mission Impossible. That's funny.
Yes. And those are my streetwalker stories.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now, has anybody had those experiences happen to like right away? Once you're like the sheets come, like
Yeah.
I'm a big guy. Like it's like a cannonball.
They're coming off on the
middle,
regular.
like a keg right in the middle of your bed. Like the sheets are the corners are popping. Like stop.
Yes. For sure.
It's the animals in the room. No go.
No,
Just,
yeah.
they gotta go
I
out.
dude, I'm weird. I don't even care if there's no one in the house. I still shut my door. Even if there's
Yeah.
okay, we have two doors on our door, okay? You can see them behind me. Like there's two doors and they open this way. Okay. I'm shutting both those bitches. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just really weird like that. But like I definitely don't want any animals bothering me. Like I don't want anyone like walking in the room, even though no one's here. I'm just weird.
I don't need no dog or cat judging me. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man. You look your own
No.
area. Like
Gosh, I am a super soaker, Steven. Anyway, but yeah, it says, has that happened to you guys? What about the Google, like the Alexa? Dude, I don't know how many times I've had the Alexa go off like during, and it'd be like, I don't understand your request.
You know, I've never had one.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
They randomly will listen in on your conversation.
Right before me and the ex split up, we got Ring, like the Ring cameras.
Yeah.
And the base, I forget what you had to say. It wasn't Alexa. I think it was Google. I think you had to say whatever the name of the thing
Yeah,
was.
hey Google, yeah.
And I would play this song, and it would play the song. But that was like the last year that we lived together, so I didn't mess with it too much.
Right? No, they randomly go off. Like they'll randomly listen to the conversation. They'll like randomly start speaking to you, and you're just like, what?
Well, you know our phones do, because I'll have a conversation with someone at work about something. I'll pull up Facebook and I'll have an ad for shit we were just talking about. Like legit. And I know I'm not the only one. Like it's not a conspiracy.
No.
It's listening. Everybody's like, no, that's a fact. Like it cues in on words, and now you're getting the ads for this stuff. I'm like, how do they know about rototillers? Like they're just going to throw me an ad for a rototiller. No, dude, we were just talking about that. Oh,
Oh my God, she said straight. Here's what I found on the internet about who's your daddy. I lost it. Shut up, Steven. Oh my God.
absolutely, Joe. Absolutely.
I love it. Oh my gosh, guys. Did anyone have any good, like, besides the street stories, like, and like things like that? Did everyone have a good Memorial weekend? Did everyone, like, what did you guys eat for food? Like, today I made sausage. That's what Wally wanted. Like, we could have done hamburger, we could have done hot dogs, but yeah.
So a really special treat we had. I've I have certain friends that are so tight we call each other family. We're not
Okay.
friends, we're family. We call them
Oh,
we're
cute.
family.
I love
Well,
it.
well, my friend's wife, she came in from out of the country. Her daughter graduated, got another degree. She's doing phenomenal. So this kid is so smart. Well, she was in the area, and
Oh,
she said, "I'd love to see the kids." So I got the one. We met up at our local spot that we loved the wings.
yeah.
We each chowed down on like 30 wings, dozen tenders, Caesar
Aw.
salads, lemonade, iced tea, you name it. My daughter's sitting, and they were just they haven't seen each other in a couple years, you know.
Oh,
And we
cute.
just hung out, and then we went to Ocean City Boardwalk tonight, and it was kind of dead for Memorial Day.
Really?
Usually, but it was the weather was perfect, and I was like, man, this is.
Oh,
Well, if we weren't so
nice.
full from eating all the wings, we'd get some boardwalk pizza and get some snacks. But got some
Right.
iced coffees
For
and
sure.
walked the boardwalk.
Yes, love
The
it.
weather was perfect for it, and it wasn't crowded at all. I think everybody probably left early today.
Yes, get the aluminum hats out and Piper stick to stick on your nose. My ass once. Oh my gosh, no.
Well, that's like the baby monitors. Remember,
Right.
if you've ever seen the movie Signs, when they were getting the signals from space from the baby monitors, you remember that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I don't want a baby monitor anywhere around me.
Yeah.
I don't
Dude,
want that
that
thing in the
show,
car.
that was scary. It was scary up until you saw the aliens, and then that ruined it for
That
me.
freaked me out.
Really,
'Cause,
the
like,
aliens were like just they looked fake, but like up until like what they were going through, the experience without actually seeing the alien, like when they started hiding in the house and they were coming in out.
but Joaquin Phoenix's reaction to when he's sitting in the closet because he's got the TV in the closet watching it, and they're like, look, they see him, and they're like, and they're like in Mexico, and they see it walk out. He's like, oh, like you like jump because you're like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god,
that was a good movie, and he played
yeah.
really good. That was like one of the very first movies I think he was in, right?
No, he was in a couple before. That was kind of like mid. He was just starting to become famous, I think.
Yeah.
Because
Or
I
did he
think
Walk the Line? Walk the
it was
Line was
like
a good one.
Gladiator was before that. I think there was a couple ones right before that really. That was an M Night Shyamalan movie, which if you know him and his movies, like I love him, and he's a Philly
Yeah.
guy, so he bases a lot of his movies in like Delco, like the South Jersey, Eastern PA area, which is pretty cool.
Right. No, for sure. Yeah, guys, this has been so much fun. This was such a great topic tonight, guys. Talking about Memorial Day, getting, about the ones that lost during service that, make sure you guys next time, 3:00, remember that. Also remember, guys, no podcast this Friday. But we will be back to our normal next week. Also, guys, if you ever want to email us, make sure you guys email. Those are all of our emails below, all of the links that we are linked to and we perform on our platforms. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe to us. We love you guys. You guys are
One
amazing.
thing I did want to try to end on. Joe had mentioned we had talked about a soldier's prayer for Memorial Day to end tonight's podcast. I tried to be able to read it, and I practiced a couple times, and I can't get through it. But if you'd really like to read a really good one that's read at a lot of services, whether you're religious or not, Psalms 91 is a passage that's read in most for what they call a soldier's prayer. Check it out. It'll send it'll hit you. It'll hit you for sure. And
guys, make sure you guys go check it with. Definitely go check it out. Oh my God, did you just say butt? Oh.